My name is Bill Morrow. I'm the founder and chief executive of Angels Down. Thank you very much for coming along. We're excited. This is our first event of very many in Gibraltar. I need to introduce some culprits and candidates. Lewis Cook is the other co-founder and the brains and the beauty behind. I know what you're thinking. But it's Lewis. It's Lewis. We set up Angels Den sort of 7 years ago, and its aim is relatively straightforward. We identified that it was incredibly difficult for growth companies to actually identify where they were going to get the money from in terms of angel funding, and it was very difficult as well for people with the money to have the time and the energy to actually select those companies that they wanted to invest in. And thus, 7 years ago, it was all my idea, and Lewis had nothing to do with it at all, where we set up a transparent mechanism to throw the two parties together. Here we are zipping forward almost 7 years, and we have over 6,000 high net worths on our books now, 400 of whom come to the site every day looking for deals to invest in. We have 19,000 entrepreneurs running across the world. The mainstay of our operation is Singapore and Hong Kong. We're just opening up in Kuala Lumpur, and we have offices in Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Kuwait, and then we're across Europe as well, mainstay of the business being out of London. Let me just tell you what's going to happen. The entrepreneurs will start off at one table. So we're going to seat the angels and observers first and foremost, and just get you all sat down, and then in some sort of random way we're going to get the entrepreneurs running around, and they're going to have about 5 minutes to enthrall you and to get your checkbooks out. But really just to get a feel for what it is they're about. No one's going to make an investment decision based on a speed funding pitch, but it will allow you to identify those companies that you're most interested in, and then you can get drunk with them in a year later and ask them the questions that you really want to know. This has all been. I need to introduce Steve as well. Steve is the regional manager. He's going to say a few words as well. But huge credit to Steve, who has in a very short period of time got everyone together, and the movers and shakers, and the what is a village in Gibraltar together. And we've brought what we hope you will find exciting companies that want to invest from right across Europe. Here today, but it's been just too well organised. It's just a little bit sort of suspicious. Lewis and I were chatting this morning, and I remember the time when Lewis was when the sponsor had forgotten to get alcohol, and the angels wouldn't stay in Hong Kong unless you've got alcohol. So Lewis had heels on that sort of size, clumping around Hong Kong in one of the dodgier areas of Hong Kong as well, desperately trying to find some alcohol, which is always good fun. Or the time in just outside Saudi, where most of the angels walked out because a 5-minute pitch meant absolutely nothing to them, so they were just finding out about their family and about their friends and about their things, how many goats they had and whatever. And the whole thing was probably the worst event that we've ever had. And for the entrepreneurs, what you mustn't do is what one of the entrepreneurs in Singapore did. We're very fortunate to be sponsored by Standard Chartered Private Bank. We hold our events in their boardroom, which are just stunning. But one of the entrepreneurs halfway through the event walked out because he had all the money that he needed already. Which was just really sort of upsetting, wasn't it? Just that sort of arrogance. And what's even worse is that he actually had all the money that he needed, and it's just that sort of just really upsetting. Listen, this is what we're going to do. Steve can run you through the process, and I'll hand over to you, Steve.
Okay, I'm Steve Skowronski. I'm a regional manager for Gibraltar.